welcome to Saturday Morning Movie Club. We're back again, and this time it is, well, as always, Adam White.
Hello.
Myself, Carol White, and our guest, Amy Lauria.
And it was not back to back. I just own a lot of red shirts.
Yeah. Hey, I changed this time. Amy, who is married to our last guest, Jim, is a social media marketing genius. Let's say that.
That sounds great.
With Spotlight Business Solutions. She's a business owner. She's got her own company that she runs and is awesome. Generally an all-around awesome person. Also pilot.
Thank you.
Into airplanes. That's how we met. Again, same story with Jim on The Restorers. Our documentary series that was on PBS. Is it still on PBS?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Not sure.
You can find it online. Google it.
How are you into airplanes? Explain your connection to that.
How into airplanes am I?
Or what is
how
your...
What got you into airplanes?
So
work, hobby?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it started from a very young age. I was very little. My grandpa was a volunteer at the Commemorative Air Force in South St. Paul. And he did the wiring on Miss Mitchell in the 80s. And so we'd come down to Minnesota on vacation and go work on the airplanes with Grandpa and hang out with the World War II veterans. And it was just a really special time. And the year he passed away is the year Jim and I met there. And we kind of started dating.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think Grandpa maybe brought us together. I don't know.
He totally did. I believe in that stuff. Grandpas are magical.
Yeah, so I got to spend a lot of time with him. My dad was a pilot. Grandpa was a pilot. I believe the story goes, I don't know if this is true or not, but Grandpa was actually up flying as steerman when Grandma went into labor with my dad.
Oh, wow.
So, priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so aviation is deeply ingrained in my family, and now Jim and I we're currently on the staff and running the volunteers at we are volunteers, but
yeah.
Wow, I've been rambling. That went sideways. Let's start over. What was the question?
And you're flying as a hobby.
Yes.
You have a private pilot license.
I do, yeah. My goal is to eventually fly some of the wing airplanes.
Oh, nice.
I'd like
That'd
to fly
be awesome.
the BT-13. I got
which is super fun.
a few more hours to do.
Yeah.
Several hours. So I think the L5 might be a little bit more attainable first. Get in there, and that'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Except on crosswind days.
Yeah. You also, same statement as last episode with Jim, you're an airplane person who's also into movies. So
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
We have a lot of crossover interests.
Correct.
So Amy has become one of my best friends. And I love her so much.
I love you too.
And just by a chance happening of us filming you for our show. So I wasn't even there. Because Adam went to Minnesota and interviewed you. And he texted me, he goes, I think I just met your new best friend. Because we have similar grandpa stories. Because my grandpa's why I'm into this stuff too. Which it could be another story for another time. But if you follow other things that we do, you already know the story because I tell it a lot. But yeah, so I think there's that strong connection. And you also helped us when we did Rise Above Wasp for
that
the
was a cool
CAF.
experience.
Yeah. Amy helped us with the wardrobe because we were doing a documentary with narrative scenes that is an experience in what's the degree of the theater?
170 degrees to make it immersive and as accurate as possible. So when you do something like that, you have to get people in the know, so you don't have to write a story and also be an expert on how many patches a World War II uniform has. So that we speak to people who have done reenactments in the past and might have some insight to that, so to help us.
And did a great job.
Thank you. Well, I mean, we have got a lot of people in our community that kind of helped because I'm okay, I need to fact check this with 10 different people to make sure that I've got it right. And there's a wonderful group of reenactors in the Twin Cities that I got some really solid advice from, and just making sure okay, this is correct, right? We're
oh my god, we don't want to get lit on fire when something's wrong.
Oh my god, that's the wrong lapel pin.
Because the internet.
Right. But I mean, also our argument. And yes, do I want to be as factual as possible? Right. Yes. I want to make it be exactly what it was for them. Out of the respect for the people who lived it.
Yeah.
I want all those details right. But however, when people get hung up on it, you're like
you're missing the point.
Isn't it horrible how women were treated?
Yeah, not
that they didn't have the right pin.
Their boots weren't exactly the right color. And,
Right.
Sometimes they weren't though too. Like,
Right. Well, the
It was
Wasp,
all over the place.
they wore whatever shoes they
That was
had.
kind of
Yeah.
a slightly get out of jail free card. I know we're not talking about anything.
No.
that we're supposed
We're
to,
talking
but-
about wardrobe.
Yeah, but if we didn't have everything tailored correctly to the women who were acting in the movie, that's the story, that they
Right.
didn't have that they
had to
wore
go
a
across
big
the-
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got men's hand-me-downs. They got they had to go across like the street to the department store and pick out the closest thing that they could. But they were wearing like men's khaki pants. You know, nothing was accurate. But and we've talked about, Jim and I have talked about like what's accurate in the field anyways and when you're on deployment.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And like they just do, we have pictures of Ray Osley, the crew chief on Miss Mitchell, and now we're really in like, sidetrack. But like there are pictures that are not regulation, and they were in the field. You know, like he's walking around without a shirt on half the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, like my grandpa's photo is the same, which are around our bar.
Yeah.
But like he was in the Pacific, and it was like, oh, I mean, like once they were out there, like kind of.
Well, and
rough.
the aircraft were the same way. That as soon as
we've had that conversation.
As soon as the aircraft got into its point of deployment, the guys went immediately into modifying them.
Yeah, you have
like,
to,
you
right?
build it like this? Well, that doesn't do us any good here
Right.
in Italy. So
Right,
we're
or they're
gonna do
pulling parts
X, Y,
from each
Z.
other's planes.
Yeah.
It's like you're not in the States anymore. You don't have access to everything. So it's like,
Yeah, we're not a guy
all
over at
together.
Northwest or North American Aviation going, it's probably like this. Like, sit down. Let me tell you what it's really like.
Well, and I think that's like when people watch movies or TV shows where it's, why am I blanking on the name? When they're doing these things, there's a word I was looking for and I can't think of it.
Modification?
No, portraying.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't I think of the word? But when they're portraying this stuff, it's like, yeah, it's not always going to be accurate. And even if it like, doesn't matter. And I know I do the same thing and it pulls me out sometimes from the story because I'm like, wait a minute, did they do that?
Well,
and I'm like, this doesn't matter.
And part of that, I mean, we were in enough circles that we heard some talks done by the producers of Band of Brothers.
Right.
Which is lifted up onto this pantheon of accuracy when it's also wildly inaccurate. They came a little closer, but it's certainly, I mean, Easy Company did not liberate a death camp.
Right.
That never happened. But as the producers had said,
but yeah,
do not let the facts make you stumble while you're trying to tell the truth. Don't let them interfere with your truth. And that's part of it. Like, there's not enough stitches in the airborne patch. Like,
okay, hold on. And I get it. Like I said, I love the
we're
detail,
trying, but also shut up.
Yeah, that's not the story.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're trying to do. So like as best as you can. But yeah, it was nice to have you on that project and like
thank you for
I
having
think
me.
it turned
was a lot of
out
fun.
really good. If you have the opportunity to watch it, it does tour around the country and I think it airs if you're in Dallas, they also have
Yeah, they have one in their theater there.
Yeah. I believe that's true. So go see it if you can because the women Air Force service pilots were amazing, are amazing, and I love them. It was like one of those moments, but like when I was 18, I saw a picture of them, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is
They
happening
look
here?
so cool.
Nobody's talking about this. What's happening?
I was like, who? What?
Yeah.
Like women flew airplanes in World War II?
Who would have thunk?
Which minorly leads us
Yes.
into our first category, which is an airplane movie. And we watched, I'm going to jump ahead.
Yeah, go for
I'm
it.
blasting past my guest choice. And I'm going
Fine,
to tell
I'll
you.
just be over here
Let me
drinking
tell you
tea.
about what we watched.
I don't care. Tell me what you watched.
A guy named Joe. Because it has an Atta girl in it.
Really?
So,
yeah.
that's what then I was like, wait. Did
Irene, I can't think of her name that was in it now.
Because I gotta look it up. So like an ATA, that's air transport. Jim?
ATA.
ATA is Air Transport.
We're calling in a friend.
Yeah. Phone a friend.
Air Force?
Is it association?
Auxiliary? No.
Auxiliary, I bet, yeah.
For the...
The British.
For the Brits.
Oh, the Brits?
Yeah.
I don't know Brits.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, viewers, we'll look it up. Anyways, it's a airplane transport that the British did where they would deliver the planes around Britain.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they went I mean, because part of the story in A Guy Named Joe is our character goes to Australia, and I'm like, were they down there? And like Googled, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So,
Interesting.
that's
Yeah.
what it was making me think of it, because I was like watching it, I'm like, wait a minute, did
They
they?
transport on
I was like, why would they lie
Auxiliary.
about? Yeah, why would they lie about that in a movie that's like 50?
During the time.
You're right. Yeah, like I was like, you think that like they're not going like, oh, we'll just make her a blah blah blah, and like so she can be in the story.
Yeah.
Back up a little
Yeah.
bit. So the guy named Joe
Yeah.
takes place during World War II. Spencer Tracy is grossly
Way too old.
way too old to be in this movie, but whatever.
Yeah.
As part of the time, and he's a combat pilot during.
And this is in England.
This is in England.
It starts in England.
And his best gal is played by this ATA pilot. And the whole hook of it, which will come and repeat, is he takes way too many chances doing what he's doing, and she doesn't like it. And she's trying, as well as his friend, who's a character named Al Yaki, and we'll come back to that too, that they're both trying to get him out of the business of being in doing combat missions. Because
they're like, he's gonna get himself killed because he's being too
He's
risky.
being reckless.
Yeah.
And he brings the ship back and he gets the mission done, but
Yeah, because he's good at it. It's not
he's
like
good at it,
not
but he's
good at
taking
it.
a lot of risks.
But, yeah.
There's some point during one of their dates, and he's kind of really arrogant.
He's not nice to her. I do not like this relationship.
Yeah, I don't know how it's just,
Yeah,
the way it
that's
hits now in 2025. You're watching it like, you're kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
But at a certain point, like she sees his bomber and sees it backlit, and she gets that tingling feeling, saying
That's a good moment, though. I do
his-
like that in the
and
bar.
in her brain, his number's up,
Yeah.
and she.
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead.
Yeah,
on the
she
timeline.
convinces him that he's got to quit, and he agrees. But then there's the emergency call of one more mission.
Of course.
And he's not a spoiler because the movie can't progress otherwise, and he is killed on the mission. Comes back
As it
because
goes,
the way that the
yeah.
afterlife works, which is run by a military somehow.
Well, they're airplane afterlife. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway, they explain it like all pilots have somebody helping them.
Right, that was
It's like
the
your
thing.
guardian
you-
angel that you get a. ghost
Everybody
pilot.
gets a guardian angel, and you think you're up there alone,
Yeah.
and then when you're, and the bit is, when you're nervous and then suddenly you feel calm, it's not you
figuring it out.
It's somebody is whispering to you.
What you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Hit this instead.
yeah. More left rudder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, same brain. I was about to whisper that.
More left rudder.
But I was going to say right rudder.
Yeah, right rudder. So that's the bit for A Guy Named Joe. And one of Spielberg's favorite movies.
Because it's in Poltergeist?
It's in Poltergeist.
Craig T. Nelson's watching it.
Yeah, it's on the TV,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
all through making Jaws, Richard Dreyfuss would keep coming up to when the shark isn't working, would keep coming up. He's like, "When we doing a guy named Joe?" And it kept needling
Really?
him that he
Interesting.
wanted to do it.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Do you want to talk about A Guy Named Joe more first before we
Yeah,
get to
I
the other one?
want. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish talking about Guy
Yeah.
Named Joe, and then we're gonna talk to Amy about what her pick was, and then we'll come back to the rest of
Yeah.
it, because it's gonna be a thing. But let me just double check my notes. So like the thing that I thought you were bringing up is like, so now Spencer Tracy's ghost,
Yeah.
and he's got a guy he's been assigned to, and like he's training him, and then all of a sudden they're back in the bar where like him and the girl, and like he just like senses her, and it's such a great moment.
Yeah, where as a ghost, he's sitting there and he's looking
like,
this way,
and he just goes,
All of a sudden.
and
he
she walks
realizes-
back there, and he's
And
like,
he, like-
he can sense that
like
she
doesn't
came
see
in,
her, but he feels
which is a
her
great
presence.
romantic
Yeah.
bit.
It's so good. Even though I'm like, God, I hate him. Like he's not a good. He's not
not a good,
like
nice
their
character.
relationship doesn't make any sense. Like
Yeah.
he's like, it's like I think it's trying to be playful, but it just comes across
It
as
comes
like
off
that
a
they're
little-
mean to each
Yeah.
other. It doesn't
I
work
always
for
hate that
me.
in movies.
Yeah, where I'm like, Oy. But I do love that moment, and then like the rest of the movie is like. Like it's supposed to be like she has to get over it, but he also has to get over
Yeah,
it as a
that's the
ghost.
bit.
Because he's pressing, like he's whispering into the ear of this guy who he's supposed to be training, but he's also like using that because he's falling in love with his girl, and he's like, "That's my
The new
girl."
young
And
guy
he's
is.
super, yeah.
So he's
So
just
now there's a
Yeah.
conflict.
So he's
Yeah.
like trying to like break them up, like not but like the point is that like both of them have to move on.
Yeah.
But
They gotta get over it.
End of the movie
cool.
is because they're about to send the new boyfriend off on this like
Yeah.
dangerous like oil factory bombing mission in the Pacific, and she's like, no, I'm not losing another one, and like
steals his plane
and does the mission for him, which you're like,
Okay.
how are you not arrested for doing that? It goes well. She
and
makes
she
it,
does
but,
it.
like,
She actually
but like
bond-
that's her working through it. Is that like she's like this is how she gets over.
Yeah,
Spencer
I can't
Tracy.
have another guy I like get killed by this stupid
And
So
war.
I'm gonna do the mission
As
instead.
stupid as that
Like, does
that
she
scene
get
is.
up or does she get all dressed up and like pretend like she's him, or
No,
does
she just
like
steals the
the
She
plane.
just stole the
Like,
plane.
because she sees him in the briefing and
Yeah.
she's like, beep, boop,
Everybody
boop, boop.
knows.
plane.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody.
Because she's
So
also a pilot.
she
so,
says up
yeah.
to the mechanic. She's like, "Hey, it's a P-38."
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like a B-17.
No, she's not taking a B-17 by herself.
How?
No,
You're like,
it's
what?
a P-38, and she says to the mechanic, like, "Hey, they want to talk to you. Maybe this is your chance. And don't cut the engine. I'll hold it."
She's like, I'll hold it for you so you don't have to like cut the
So
engine.
she crawls up in
And then,
there,
like, takes
then
it.
brings the ladder up, and then
Yeah.
takes off, and everybody's
Yeah.
like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah. And then they're like, but like like as stupid as the scene is, the moment that's great about it is because Spencer Tracy's still a ghost. He's with her behind her whispering to her.
Aw,
and
that's
he's
sweet.
like, what are you doing? And then they kind of work through it and like
Now he's encouraging her to make sure she comes back.
yeah,
Right.
and there's this because in the beginning of the movie they're like, I can't wait till we can fly together because they've never flown together before, and so like
This is fly together, and then
this is the moment that they get to fly
can move-
together.
they
So
can
you're
both
like,
move on
oh, that's
officially.
really sweet, even though I don't like him.
Yeah.
But it's like this really great moment.
Spencer
so.
Tracy, on the whole, always seems like he's barely teetering on the cliff of being a dick in
Oh, yeah.
everything I've ever seen him in.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
true.
think just from the time, like he was
Just
rewarded
how-
like
yeah.
that. It's like he's quirky and grumpy and all that, and then he can do
Yeah.
that off.
There's a fine edge. to
Katharine
that,
Hepburn,
yeah.
Katharine Hepburn's much more of a heavyweight to go up against something like that. And I
Yeah.
think just
It
in this
balances it,
movie,
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
balanced because of what
Right
he
of
does.
interesting.
but yeah, I still liked it. It's
Yeah.
good. I recommend it.
Sounds like a good movie. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. What did you watch for Airplane?
So I often am plagued with, what do I watch? There's so many choices.
Yeah.
So I watched Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah,
That's a
'cause,
fun option. Yeah.
You know, Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah.
plays, and that's not why I watched it, but
Are you sure?
I like Tom Hanks in it.
Yeah.
I really like the character that he plays, and it's fascinating that it's a real story. And
Yeah.
he was like 17,
Yeah, he was
16
a
or
teenager
17,
doing it,
and
yeah.
like defrauding major airlines like Pan Am and all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah, it's
I do
a
find
crazy
it-
story.
I do find it funny though that he never actually like flew. He never tried to like actually
Oh,
fly.
fly the plane. Yeah, he just pretended to be. a
pretended
pilot,
and
yeah.
managed to get on all of the airplanes.
Right, yeah.
And like all of the girls.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't like, I'll just fly this plane.
No, I just need a deadhead
no
somewhere.
information. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, are you
It's
my
a good-
deadhead?
A good
Yes.
cause.
Yes.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
But if it gets me
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a very fun movie.
Yeah.
you're
I haven't
good.
watched it in a long
It's
time.
Yeah, me
very,
neither,
very
actually.
lightweight in spite of the fact that it's like fraud and government
a
bureaus
really
and
heavy-
yeah,
Right,
stuff
yeah.
like that, and just to have that mid-century modern sensibility
Oh, it's
with
fun.
a really cool jazz riff
Yeah.
Yeah.
as the soundtrack.
Yeah, and I think you only watched it for the first time with me.
Yeah,
not
not too long ago.
Because you were like, I've never seen this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
What?
Because
Yeah.
is that also Spielberg?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we're on a theme.
I like Christopher Walken too.
Yeah.
Like he's really good in it. But
Yeah.
I liked that the original, and I don't remember
Mm-hmm.
because my brain's not working. What the guy's name is, but he actually worked with them on the movie.
Yeah.
To make
yeah.
sure, that like things were
Like, as the technical-
more accurate
Yeah.
and like, no, I didn't do that.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
no.
not how the scam
Yeah.
went down.
No,
Yeah, I just like
yeah.
that he like bought all the toy TWA
Yeah.
planes and like put them in the bathtub to get the decal
stickers
off.
off. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and use those
Yeah.
for his paychecks.
Yep.
God, everybody.
Wow.
Working seems easier.
Yeah, I was like, just get a job.
Well, and I think so. He ran away and like started the whole thing because his parents were getting like an awful
Right.
divorce,
Yeah.
and like his dad lost all kinds of money and stuff, and so his world, like as a 16-year-old, just kind of crumbled. And
So this is how
Again with the
Yeah.
theme of
again or broken
Spielberg's
yeah,
divorced parents.
yes,
Spielberg.
yeah, yeah. It's also a Christmas movie. Because one of the ending,
Oh.
I think the ending scene where they capture him twice on Christmas, because they always end up talking on Christmas.
Right. Oh,
Him
he
and
does call him
Tom
on Christmas.
Hanks. Yeah.
That's a thing. Mhm.
And one of the Christmas scenes, they take him away. He's at his mom's, and she's with her new family, and he's just like
Yeah.
crushed. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be hard. But,
Yeah. Well, you ran away.
yeah, you fled.
Yeah.
But-
What do you want her to do?
But it was a good movie. There's too
Yeah.
many airplane movies to choose from. I went through, and it was getting down to the wire, and I'm like, I have to watch something.
I did the same thing with a space movie where I was like, we just like,
My God.
I'm not
I was
happy
like,
with
we
my
just have
choice.
to pick one. Oh, you don't like your choice?
Well, I feel like I could have done better. It's okay.
Oh. No.
It's an
I-
overwhelming, particularly at what we did. We could have cooking show, but what we do in our professional lives puts that too much pressure on our
Yeah.
selection process.
I know, and then we also picked an airplane movie that's
Yeah.
a World War II movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And-
multiple genres. Right?
and
Yeah.
a remake.
It is. It falls into a lot of things. So like, we followed it up because again, now we're in a super theme of Spielberg, with Always.
So,
because he did remake.
They did remake it with Richard
Have you
Dreyfuss
seen this one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it when I was
back
a kid.
in.
Me too.
I saw
When did
it
it come out?
in high school.
1990?
92, 94?
I was like 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it was 90.
Was it 90?
I think it's nice. I think it sounds nice.
I need my glasses.
I know.
I can't recall. Anyway,
An L5 on the back?
I think so.
Yeah. I think so.
oh right,
Anyways.
yeah,
Airplane nerds.
it's the L5 because that was his learning plane.
Yeah. Also,
Oh, I forgot
correction. Jim, what's the correction from the last episode we did? The airplane in Indiana Jones is
Stampy.
A Stampy.
and not a
Belgian Stampy. not
Belgium.
Belgian Stampy and not a Bristol. So that
Got
is
it.
our editorial note.
Yeah.
For those out there
That are really
freaking
concerned
out.
about it.
No, I mean,
Get out of
should
your
they
mom's
just put it in
basement.
the comment? They would just easy. Anyways, yes. So always.
I
Always.
always like that movie.
Yeah.
Directed by Spielberg and with now Richard Dreyfuss in the role with Holly Hunter as the.
So Richard Dreyfuss got his wish and got to be.
He got to
In
be
the-
he got a guy named Joe because everybody during World War II was called, all of the infantry servicemen were called Joes. So they kind of did that as sort of a blanket statement for a guy named Joe, and they actually reference it during the movie.
Yeah, because the British kids are like, what?
Where are
His
you
name's not
going, Joe? But during the 90s, it's
Yeah.
kind of irrelevant at that
Right.
point, so they had to call it something else. So Always is what they came up with. And in the turn, they did not make it a World War II movie, but they made it a firefighting movie where they don't bomb Germans, but they bomb fires. Where
He's still flying. He's flying B-25s though.
he's
right?
flying a
Be A26.
A-26,
A-26,
and
it is, okay.
John Goodman, who plays Al Yaki. All
Yeah.
the character names are the same as in the original one.
Some of the
And
scenes are exactly the same.
he plays,
Yeah.
he's flying PBY, Catalina.
Yeah.
As a fire bomber, and they all they're not on an air base, but they're on this base, a firefighting base in Montana somewhere. And Kara's correct, like some of the lines are the same, some of the shots are precisely the same that they took from the 1940s movie, where it's the same layout for the plot line, where Richard Dreyfuss flies with his hair on
Too
fire.
reckless,
Yeah,
yeah.
too reckless. Everybody says he's too reckless. And Holly Hunter wants him to get out of it. And then at one point during their what becomes their last night together, that she sees his 26 sitting there bathed in the same moonlight, and she's
Same
like,
shot from the original.
his number's up.
Yeah, like, this
and
is it.
says, and they have a big scene where gets him to say he's going to quit, and him and John Goodman are going to go off to a firefighting school, and they're
Like,
going to hang up their
train.
spurs
Yeah, they'll be trainers instead. Because he's like, why would I do that?
until
He's like,
there's
'cause
one
it's
more
like-
mission. Because the fire flared
Yeah.
up and the smoke jumpers are in peril. So
He had to, I mean, to be fair for this one, it was like, this is how he had to save the guys. And
Yeah.
if he didn't do it, those guys
Yeah.
would.
Because there's
so
a
like,
scene-
it wasn't him being reckless.
there's
it
a
was just-
scene before
Had
they
to
have the big number with Holly Hunter in her beautiful white dress and all that. But him and John Goodman have a scene where John Goodman's like, "You are not saving lives. What are you doing this for?"
Yeah.
And then he dies saving
saving
lives.
lives.
And then then he comes back. He comes back after getting a haircut from Audrey Hepburn,
Yeah,
which
that
is
was a weird
confusing.
Tammy. Like,
Yeah.
Because, like, if you remember this, like...
Yeah,
he goes
yeah,
to
it was always weird, like, what?
heaven
Why
or
are we
something
in
like
the
that.
woods, or the burned out woods with Audrey Hepburn?
Yeah.
It's just a weird...
to sort of, plot dump onto him and explain to him what's going on.
Yeah,
And
like you did. Now
so
you gotta go back.
She sends him back again. She sends Richard Dreyfuss back, who is to train a new pilot. And the new pilot now, they've all gone off to smoke jumper school or smoke bombing school, and the new guy starts falling in love with Holly Hunter, and it's the same thing that has to go
he's
down.
jealous.
And
Yeah.
it goes down the same road that that they start working out well together, and the new guy becomes a good firefighting bomber. And then there's a really dangerous mission that he should not go on, and Holly Hunter's like, fuck, you are going to go on that, and steals his plane again and goes up, and Richard Dreyfuss is with her because they never flew again or flew with each other at that point.
Interesting. I didn't realize it was based off of the...
So it very closely fits in. I remember when it came out, and everybody was like scratching their head because it didn't do very well at the box office.
Yeah.
And it came out the exact same year as Ghost.
That's why.
Yeah.
that's
And a lot of people pointed to that the scene in Ghost where they're trying to bang each other on a clay
Pottery wheel.
pottery wheel, and that
That's the weirdest description I've ever heard.
and a lot of people are like
accurate,
that
though.
scene.
Sure.
That scene's not in Always.
And they don't like that.
The audience didn't like it. That the two of them were not, and audiences are stupid. That they wanted them to be together like that, and
Yeah.
that's the whole point of the movie.
That's the culmination of like...
The
what
whole
people
point
think
is
a
they have to
relationship
get
over each other so they
Right.
can go. So
because they have to move on.
So
Yeah.
Dreyfuss can go to heaven, and Holly Hunter can have an actual life with this guy.
Right.
And in the original, they shot it where she steals the plane, but then dies on the mission, and they're together.
Oh, interesting.
And
I like the way it ended.
the audience hated it.
Yeah.
The way that they did it like that.
Yeah.
So they reshot it, and
Reshot
put the
it,
new
yeah.
ending, which is now what the ending of
Right.
Always is. What I think the audience has turned and would love it the other way.
Right. Well,
Interesting.
I think so. Like, a guy named Joe was better explaining that he had to get over it.
Yes,
Like,
I would agree.
Always is not super clear.
No.
Like, that's where
You're kind of like, why is
he?
he hanging around?
They do-
Right,
Yeah,
like-
it's not,
If you
yeah.
watch it, it's in there, but
It's not as
the
explained.
style. Spielberg's trying to go too fast,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. It isn't explained, and because it's like covered with fancy blocking and like trying to do comedic bits. At the same time, they're trying to convey plot line.
Right. Yeah.
Like Richard Dreyfuss and John Goodman are sucking helium balloons just to be
Right.
wacky, but they're actually conveying important information
Right,
about
but
the
you're not-
story, but you're
yeah.
not paying attention to it.
'Cause
So
You're like, this is funny.
What's happening?
But like, I like that part of a guy named Joe, that it was more clear on
Yeah.
like, what is actually happening. But I didn't like their relationship, like those two actors together. I didn't jive on that, but I loved Holly Hunter and Richard Dreyfuss. Even though like Richard Dreyfuss has always seemed like he's like 50. He's
Right, he
always
went-
forever 50.
he went from 14 to 68.
Yeah. Where I'm like, he seems too old for her. And I'm like, I don't think that's true. But the scene here's where it all went off the rails for me. Because I watched it when I was a kid. And I
Yeah.
remember being like, I like it, but I don't think I understood
Didn't understand the
super what was
dynamics.
going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Because it's pretty complex for a
Yeah.
12-year-old,
well,
right? Like,
yeah, I mean, like, falling in love with someone and having to, like, die and move on. You're like, what?
What is this movie about?
Yeah, you're like, this is...
I like
think I'm
airplanes.
supposed to be
I
sad.
like airplanes,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
why I'm
yeah,
like,
like, that's why.
I
why my ass is in this seat.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Airplanes.
Is that gonna fly again, or are we gonna cry?
yeah,
Oh, that's a PBY.
great opening shot in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the moment, so like, there's a song that they dance to,
Smoke gets in your eyes.
and the new guy is in her, because Holly Hunter has all these like quirky little houses on the edge of the runway. Where you're
Right,
like, why
yeah.
are these?
Yeah.
Why is your little house on the edge of the run? Or like it's like
Yeah.
right next to
Probably
airplane.
because it costs like $100.
Oh yeah, like, but they're cute little cabins.
Yeah.
Like, but they're in that, and the new guy's in there, and he's in love with her, and he's like, dance with me, and she does, and like Richard Dreyfuss is just like, don't make me watch this, don't make me watch this, and I lost it. I was bawling in
Yeah.
a mess,
Yeah.
and I was like, why is this?
Right, because
Didn't he
Holly
say
Hunter
that?
and the new guy are on their first first date,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, so
And she likes it. You know, like, they like each other.
Dreyfus is tagging along, and he
does not
and
like
he'll
to be
whisper
there.
shit in her ear like,
No.
"You're my girl."
Yeah.
Because he is not over it yet, so
Yeah.
he makes it more complicated
Yeah.
for her. Yeah, and I told you, like, watching that movie is like, that was the first time I fell in love with Holly Hunter.
Yeah.
Like,
She's great in it.
She
Yeah.
is great in this movie.
Yeah, I love the scene when they're in the car and they do a John Wayne impression,
yeah.
and she's like, "Who's that?" And they're like, "What?"
yeah.
both
Both
Richard
of them.
Dreyfuss and the other guy are like,
A live guy and
"Excuse
ghost
me?"
both in
What?
tandem go, "What?"
She's like, "Well, I don't." They're like, he's like, "You don't know who John Wayne is?" And she's like,
She goes,
"Well, I do.
"That's who that was?"
That's who that's supposed to be.
I forgot about that.
And they're both.
Yeah.
Then she starts trying to do John Wayne impression. It's a really
Which
cute
I think
scene.
is based on a real incident.
Oh,
Like
really?
off screen, like they're done, and she's like, "Who is that, Gary Cooper?" And like Spielberg is like, "What?" Put that in the movie.
Right,
It's a
right
really
now.
cute scene. I like
Yeah.
that one a lot. That was one of my favorite parts. I love, and it's the same scene that's in A Guy Named Joe, where he gives her the, like, she's freaking out on him, and he's like, "I got this for you in London," and she's like, "I'm mad at you," and then she opens it, and she's like, "Oh, girl clothes," and like
Yeah.
they do it with Holly Hunter, because she throws it and opens it.
Because it's her
Like, "Oh,
birthday.
girls clothes."
It's allegedly her birthday, but they actually
he
Richard
gets his-
Dreyfuss remembered it wrong.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
her birthday wrong.
That's funny.
It's a very cute movie, and I do like it. And it's just like, but I think that moment where like I just started crying because he was like so upset that she was falling in love with somebody else. From that moment on, just a crying, bawling mess
You were
on
a
the
ball.
couch
You were a mess.
until it was over. And Adam's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like,
I'm fine. I'll be
am
over here.
not.
Just hand me the Kleenex.
I'm like, I have become a bigger sap in my older. Like,
Yeah.
I've always been a crier in movies,
Yeah.
and like I always like I get it so into it that I get it really emotionally invested. But like
do
this
too.
one was intense.
It doesn't
and I
let up.
would
It
like,
doesn't let you go.
It doesn't.
All
It's so
the way to
sad.
the end.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I mean, structurally, I think Spielberg's being a little too tied to the original.
yeah.
The glory in his brain is
Yeah.
clouding his judgment, but
Yeah.
the rest of it, the flying sequences and the model work and all that,
Mm-hmm.
aside from like 2 questionable shots, everything holds up pretty well
Mm-hmm.
as an aviation movie.
Yeah. I have a note that it's a B-26 because the original was B-25. Like he died in a B-25. I thought that.
In A Guy Named Joe,
yeah, it was-
he died in a B-25.
Yeah.
I thought it
Yeah.
was a B-26 in Always, but it was an A-26.
They're the same thing.
Yeah.
Really? The same thing.
So
Somebody's got the we'll go to a test pattern. We were being consulted by Jim, and then
on a moment.
somebody's got the PBY, the always PBY.
yeah,
So yes, so they're firefighter planes
Yes.
now. So
Like so many of them got converted to.
right,
Yeah.
which makes sense. I mean that's another plug for the Restorers episode of the B-25 that was recovered in Alaska was a
Yeah.
firefighting B-25.
And then got renamed Sandbar Mitchell.
Yes, so if you want to watch
Watch
that,
the episode.
yeah,
It's great.
it's great. We'll get like a penny when you watch it.
You wish.
Yeah, I do wish. But the firefighters.
Yeah.
Like and we talk about the scene with her getting the white dress, and like I love
that
that bit
scene.
because
Yep.
all the firefighters are just like covered in smoke, and they're like, "I want to dance with you," and she's like, "Absolutely
No.
not."
I have a Snow White dress on. I'm
Get
clean.
away from me.
Yeah.
All of you need to wash your hands.
And the reveal is great because she goes upstairs to change and she comes down and there's just the shot of all the firefighters on the stairs and they like back up as
Yeah.
she's coming down.
It's a very good sequence.
It's so well shot. It's very fun. I did really like that part. But anyways, so that was Always. Anyone else want to say anything?
No,
I read
I've
all
said-
my notes.
I've said plenty about Always.
I know. I keep talking about it because I did really enjoy it.
Airplanes.
Airplanes. And yeah, made me cry a lot, which is very sad.
I cry in all the movies. Can we talk about cats now?
Yeah, let's talk about
The
When cats
what
die.
makes us happy.
I know. Airplanes
me
and cats.
happy.
Like, you bring me those two
Yeah.
things and I'm pretty much set.
So this category is a movie that has a cat in it. So, because Amy loves cats as much as we do. Cat. Gatosito. Or catsa. Every country we go together, we
Shaw.
have to learn
Find
Shaw. We have to learn how
cats.
you say cat in that language.
Because we find the cats, or maybe they find us. But
Yeah.
there's pictures of us on several vacations with cats.
Yeah. just in an Italian street somewhere,
Like, come here,
alone,
kitty,
petting
kitty,
a
kitty.
cat.
Glory of the Renaissance. Okay, never mind.
You guys are like, our table's ready. Can you stop petting the cat in the street?
What was it in Venice? And there was like one behind one of the grates, and you guys were like, "Come on, we're what?" We're like, "Hold on a second, there's a cat."
I gotta
I
get
haven't
to
met
this cat.
this one.
Anyways, so I picked a category of
Yes.
like a movie with a cat in it. What did you choose?
I watched Flow.
I like that one.
I cried.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful though, right? Like the whole movie.
Yeah.
I watched it for the first time on an airplane,
Mm-hmm.
and then I rewatched it last week or this week,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's one of the only movies that there's no words in
There's no
any of
dialogue.
this movie. There's no dialogue. There's music, and then the animals make noise, like the dogs bark, the capybara grunts.
Yeah.
The lemur makes noises, but they all make noises, and the cat meows, but there is no talking. And I sat there on the plane like a 5-year-old going,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
captivating.
It's
for like
so
no
captivating.
dialogue.
The
Yeah.
screenwriting tenet of show, don't say.
Yep.
Oh,
That's all this is.
Yeah, and the
So-
whole planet, or the entire like world, is
Floods.
Without, it floods
Yeah.
and without people. Like they don't tell you where they've gone, but the animals have to like fend for themselves. And the whole point is that this cat, who has been a loner his whole life and doesn't want anything to do with anybody, has to learn to
work
rely
with the team.
on others. And like it's just the whole thing is beautiful. I don't
Yes.
know. I
What do
love
you think happens in the end?
it. So I am one of those people where like if it's going to be sad or something might happen that I don't like I have to read about it because I have to prepare myself for it before I watch it. It's too much anxiety. I can't handle it.
That's fair. We watched things recently where I'm like, this is really tense.
Yeah. So so everybody except for the whale and the bird dies. I mean, sorry, other way around. The bird and the whale die.
Yeah.
But if you go all the way to the end of the credits, like if you watch the credits, the whale it actually swims on. So I don't think he dies.
Gotcha.
And I was reading about it because I'm like, well, what was their intended purpose? So like the dog, the cat, the capybara, and the lemur all become friends, and they kind of like are there like, well, now what? You know, what do we do now? So anything can happen, right? The bird goes into another realm, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's, I'm like, what do we think?
Yeah.
What do we think is happening?
And so I read about what the writer or the-
Intended.
and the bird goes to like another plane of existence, not necessarily heaven, like it's kind of left up to your interpretation. But they don't say the whale dies, and I'm like, but he runs out of
Yeah.
air.
Oh, yeah. And it's super sad.
And it's super
They're
sad.
all like
and I'm
watching
like
him
crying
suffocate.
on the airplane, like.
Oh, I've been on the plane
Ma'am, are you
bawling
okay?
Oh my
before.
god, yeah. And I
Yeah,
look over at Jim and
unintentionally.
I mouthed to him, I'm like, I'm not crying, you're crying. And he's just like, it's okay.
What's happening?
I've lost it on the airplane watching a movie before,
Yeah.
and like unintentionally because it was just this. It was a scene with like this kid connecting with his grandpa who he was like in love with,
yeah.
and he passed away, and like
Yeah.
now he's
You're
gone
like,
back in
"Oh,
time, and
no."
like his grandpa calls and he picks up the phone,
Yep.
and I lost it,
Yep.
and I was in this window seat,
And was it
and I
like
just
the tears
put my
that just don't
Yeah.
stop, right?
yeah, and I was like, because people sitting next to me, I don't know, and I'm like, and I'm trying to be quiet, and I was like, I need to blow my nose.
Flight attendant, miss.
She's having, something's wrong.
Oh, it was so embarrassing, but it was so, because it just brought, you
Yeah.
know, like, grief
Brought up
is
all the
real.
emotions,
And
yeah.
it's like such a nothing anything, but like I was like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
miss my grandpa. Sorry, anyways. I'm like
Yeah.
Yeah,
crying,
anyway, flow.
crying on the plane.
Yeah.
It's
But yeah,
very bad.
so if you watch all the way to the end, so if you watch this movie, watch all the way to the end, like through the credits, and then there's this beautiful scene where the whale, like, I'm supposed to give everything away, right? Like, that's
It's been a
spoilerless.
couple of years, so.
It's not a spoiler.
not a
I mean,
spoiler.
like, it's like, to me, like, you should watch this movie anyways because
You
it's
should.
just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's a
And the
lovely
whale
story.
is doing this, and he comes out of the water,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, maybe he didn't die.
Oh, huh.
But they don't explain.
Ghost whale.
But they don't explain why he didn't die or how he didn't die. He
Yeah.
just doesn't.
Well,
Like,
it's
don't worry
very-
about it. It's just
Right.
it's the
It's
journey
a
of the cat.
It's a non-dialogue movie. Nothing's
Yeah.
explained. Like you said, like for some reason
Yeah.
there's no humans. There's a flood. Then the flood goes away,
Yeah.
and like it's just this. Like because like to
It's
me
a-
it feels
it-
like a parable that we are
kind of like an Asian parable where
Right,
you
yeah.
have the storytelling is of on this plane, and that like right at the
right.
beginning, and so everything is up for grabs now.
Right, and it's
Right.
like there's a capybara and
Like,
a
don't worry
cat
about
and
it.
a bird,
Right.
and they're all on a boat.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
There's some dogs that are kind of dicks, but like
Yeah.
those ones end up going away. What I love though is that in the beginning, the cat is totally terrified of all the dogs, and the one dog just really wants to be the cat's
Yeah.
friend, and the cat's like, piss off.
Yeah.
No.
No.
And then they end up being really good friends.
Yeah.
And I think it's a metaphor for just like, I don't know, just
Be
give
cool.
somebody a chance. Like, be cool,
Yeah.
man, be
Yeah.
cool.
Plus,
Like,
the bonus of that movie, because it was so popular, black cat adoptions went up.
I know.
Skyrocketed
yeah.
after
yeah.
that. They put because it
awesome.
was the Czech Republic.
I love
that
black
made
cats.
it.
Believe so.
And they
that
put
sounds
a
right.
statue up in the town where that guy was from.
Mm-hmm.
It won Academy Award for Best Animated Feature while they
Yeah.
used free
Free
software
software.
online for everybody talking about, I need this, I need that. It's
No,
like,
they
you
just
need a
use
good
free
story.
software. Yeah, it's
You
you
need
need a good story.
Yep.
And talent.
Yeah.
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 What
Did you guys watch?
that darn cat.
I haven't ever watched that one.
Oh, you would love it. So
65?
there's two. So
Did
like
I watch it? Maybe I
yeah.
did when I was little, but
I almost wanted to like roll into the 94 one.
With Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci, and
yep.
I can't remember who the guy is in it. But I know I've seen both of them. And my fun fact, my sister pointed out, that darn cat, the 1965 one, was the first movie we ever rented when we got a VCR. And I was like, real? She's like, you don't remember that? I'm like, no.
Inaugural cinema.
Yeah. So I was like,
Nice.
I have seen it. I didn't remember very much of it. And I know I've seen the 1994 one with Christina
I don't
Ricci.
think
Yeah.
I watched that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That seems
yeah.
like something I would have
It
easily
feels
watched, but
like something you shall watch.
but now I know what I'm gonna watch
like-
on the plane home.
Yeah. I shall be watching that darn cat. We also were toying with the Cat from Outer Space,
Yeah.
which we watched in 2020.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah, so I was like,
Yeah.
let's do that darn cat. But it's got Haley Mills in it. She's more grown up, so she's a teenager. And their cat is named DC, darn cat. And he,
Maybe I did watch this
Yeah.
like, when I was little.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
you
plays-
probably did. Yeah.
Like Disney did it.
Yeah.
But it plays like it's not like Flubber. Like it,
No.
it
Yeah.
plays with slightly more grown-up state. I mean, it all
Isn't it-
revolves around
it's a little
everybody.
sad though too, isn't it? Isn't
Everybody's
there a sad
following
one,
a
or
cat.
I think it's something else.
There's a kid. We'll get to what you're going to want to talk about, but the
Adam's like, she's vibrating.
the setup is there's a kidnapping, and one of the kidnappers
It's a bank robbery.
a bank robbery, and they kidnap the teller with them, and one of the bank robbers is Frank Gorshin, who was the Riddler on the '60s Batman.
Awesome.
And they the cat finds them because the cat is just a skis and goes from house to house stealing food. all
Yeah,
the
he's
time.
just like, he belongs to Haley
That tracks.
Mills. But like, Haley Mills is like, he doesn't belong to us. He's just his own cat.
He's a cat.
And they're like, it's your cat.
yeah, it's yours. Stop being all
Like,
hippie.
stop being surfer hippie. That you're like, no, he's his own cat. Let
So-
him do
Doesn't
whatever he
really
wants.
belong to us.
Yeah.
So the cat goes into the kidnap because it's in like some suburban house and goes into the house where the kidnappers are, and
Because the guy bought salmon.
right, so it attracts the
And
cat.
the cat's like,
Oh.
because it's a
And-
Siamese, so it's like out of its fucking mind.
Yeah, because Siamese.
It's an aggressive cat. Like every scene it's in, somebody has food, and it's just like
Give me the food.
Haley Mills has like her coffee cup with like milk in it, and the cat, she's holding it and talking, and the cat's just like got its face in it, like moving
Yeah, it
through. Like,
is an aggressive cat
Yeah.
that they must not have fed ever.
yeah. Anyways,
It
yeah,
sneaks,
every
in,
bit
sneaks
is
in
like
the
that.
apartment where the kidnappers are, and the bank teller puts her watch around the cat's neck, and like as a signal, like go on your way, like
Right,
I'm
and
in
she's
here.
trying to
So-
scratch help on the back of it.
So it
before-
turns
yeah.
into like they figure out like they're probably in the this is very shortened, and they figure out that she's nearby. So then it turns into the cops
the FBI. She's
the
working
FBI.
the FBI.
following the cat
I
around
mean,
on
I
its.
feel like this is all very plausible.
Yeah.
Have you seen our cats?
Yeah, but like it's like the one FBI guy's in their house, and he's got like the map, and he's calling out to all the different agents. To,
The
like, be
position
like,
of cat.
all right, the cat's
the
going
cat?
around the corner, and he's like, okay, now you're gonna move to this corner. So
Unit
you can
2,
see
do you
where
have
the-
eyes on cat?
Because they wanted to
Eyes
see
on DC.
everywhere the cat was going, because they're like. Because Haley Mills, like, he has a route. He does his route every night. So they're like, he's going to go to where the
What's his
kidnappers are.
route?
So, like,
Yeah.
let's find it. And it, of course, like, takes a while for it to happen. But like that's the plot.
And her boyfriend, who is a surfer. His name is Canoe.
Yeah.
And he's like, now he's got the the hat on and like the glasses because she won't tell him what's going on. And
It
he's
plays
like,
slightly like
doing?
a monkey's bit.
Yeah. You're like, okay. But the best part about it is the cat is just insane. And you follow this cat around and you're like, holy shit.
Gets a better rating than you think. It was more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and then like Haley Mills has like an older sister who's like minorly prostituting herself just for a ride to work.
Correct.
Because she's like, that guy takes me to work. And everybody's like, he's an asshole.
Now I'm going to go on a date with him
like,
because of that. And she's very clear that she's going on a date so she can have a ride to work.
And that's how I get to work. And I was like, this guy is weird, like capital W weird. And like, she's like, yeah, I know. And you're like,
okay.
How far is work away? How few people had cars?
Can you just walk?
Yeah.
Like, this seems like a lot to go through.
Bus?
You do not have to have sex with the bus driver, I think.
I think they just take change.
Somebody can tell me how buses worked in the 60s.
Oh boy.
Put the coin in
You
the
don't
slot.
have to sleep with the bus.
Keep going.
Wow.
Keep
Put
going.
the coin in the slot.
Yeah. .com.
You wanna, are you warm again?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize.
No, it was perfect.
No, it was great you two said that and not me.
The other great part
Yeah.
was, so there's a character, so like, the FBI guys are like, this is a waste of time. Like, it's not happening.
We're following a cat. This is stupid.
And so the boss is like, we need to work on the Johnny the Cooch thing instead of watching the cat, which is great character name. Johnny the Cooch.
The Cooch.
Which was the argument, is like, is he saying the Cooch or the Cooch? Like, that's his nickname, is Johnny the Cooch.
What does closed captioning say?
Oh, we never
didn't
turned
turn
that on.
I would just for that phrase, or just for that sentence.
What am I, Gen Z? I'm not going to turn that on.
Yeah, we're not that smart. We're like, I don't know what he's saying, move on.
I couldn't hear the audio. That's right. You live with it for the rest of your life
And
until you hear a
guess
clearer
at it.
mix.
Until somebody on the internet tells you different.
Because that's how you have arguments. That's not what the lyrics in that song are.
Oh my god,
fun.
do you know how many songs I've done that with? I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that's what that says?
Exactly.
See? Closed captioning
Changes
robs you of that
everything.
revelation later in life.
Yeah.
There was a song when I was in high school, and it was Rain on My Bad Day, and because they didn't have, the lyrics.
Sometimes
I thought
they
it
put
was
the
Rain
insert
on
in.
My Bidet, and I was like, you know what? Bad Day makes a lot more
That
sense.
doesn't make a lick of sense.
Rain on the day.
Like, why would somebody rain on your bidet? I mean, I guess, whatever.
Yeah, sure, it's fun. It's catchy.
Next
It's a
time I
song,
go to
yeah.
Europe, that's going to be in my hand.
That's
in
what
my
I was
brain.
thinking. I'm
I'm going
like,
to text
maybe-
you going, damn it.
You're raining on my
I'm
bidet.
going to send so
I'm
many
sorry.
bidet pictures to you, which that puts me on a list.
Anyways, things I shouldn't be sharing on the internet.
That darn cat. Tell us how this is connected to Quentin Tarantino.
As always. I feel like you
I'll do
you always have
Aliens.
Alien, and I always have a connection to Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost watch Aliens, by the way. Anyways,
Game over.
because it has a cat.
Game over. Yeah.
Alien.
Yeah, Alien. Does Jonesy,
At the beginning.
show up? Oh, okay.
At the
Yeah, because
beginning,
she's like,
she points at it, and
beep
you
boop.
little shit, you're staying here.
Yeah,
Because
so now-
James Cameron probably didn't want to shoot with
He's
a
like,
cat.
can we not do the cat thing
I'm having
again?
enough problems with this production.
Yeah. Which is a whole other story. Because of the bank, like, so the setup is like there's the two bank robbers, and they have
2 bank robbers and a kidnapped bank
they've
teller.
kidnapped the bank teller,
Sound familiar?
and she's in this
Oh,
outfit, and I'm like, that looks awful lot like, because immediately when the setup happened, I'm like, oh, like Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
And then I looked at her outfit, I'm like, it is very similar
Oh.
To Dusk.
to what the woman is
Interesting.
wearing
Till Dawn.
Yeah.
in Dusk Till Dawn. And I was like,
Could still be coincidence.
Just added some vampires.
the next scene, there is a line that, because the mean bank robber's threatening her, and he goes, I have 10 little friends, and they can all run faster than you. As he's holding his gun up. And legit, Dusk Till Dawn
Tarantino
took that line
stole
and
it.
put it
Wow.
because George Clooney says it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just I went, and I grabbed the remote and paused it, and I was like, I need
Hold on
a
a
second.
Like a super R-rated horror bank robber movie about vampires took from that darn cat.
Because I was
See
like,
how we got there? No.
I feel like, I mean, I just was like, because we've been doing this, like, I feel like I'm learning, like, my brain is, like, connecting things more. Where, like, because we watched the Kansas City Confidential.
Yes.
And I was like, this feels like Reservoir Dogs. And then Adam looked up online, he goes, Quentin Tarantino, inspiration.
Absolutely
and I was
stole
like,
from
oh,
Kansas
shit.
City.
So it's like, because it's not like super on there. It's just like that, like the setup. Where you're like, this is the same setup. So I was like, man, I'm so smart. I'm figuring stuff out. I'm going to pat myself on the back.
And the more you watch them doing exactly what they did, what the filmmakers did, and connecting their inspiration and using it.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
with an audience, how many Tarantino fans have watched that darn cat?
Oh, I know. I was just like...
Hopefully more of them will now.
Now.
Yeah. I'm like, I need a second because I didn't say it to you. I was like, oh, Dust. It was just in my back of my brain. I'm like, oh, it's very Dust Till Dawn setup. That's interesting. I'm like, her outfit looks like hers.
Like, wait a second.
And then like that happened, and I was like, oh yeah. Like because I was like, could just be coincident in my brain,
Pause,
my brain
full stop.
connecting, and I was like, nope, he's doing. He stole it from this. So that's what I'll end on that darn cat. And I think the Christina Ricci remake, like the first one was a Siamese, and the second one is like a fluffier black cat, like a gray cat.
Because Siamese are dicks.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's probably like
Siamese in a lot of movies
aggressive.
in like the 60s.
Yeah. That was an
the
aggressive
polite way is
cat.
they go, they have a lot of personality.
They do.
Yeah. But it was basically just eating food every
Stealing.
One of the guys is eating a sandwich and the cat's just like got its face in the sandwich like and he's like
hard pawing.
right, like I'm gonna eat it.
Give me a sandwich.
Get off me.
Yeah. I was like, damn cat. Anyways, it's fun. And now I want to watch. I think I might watch the Christina Ricci one just to see out because I don't remember it. So the other selection we had for this week because of the holidays, holiday movie. What's your holiday movie?
So I actually picked two again because I was like, I don't know what to watch. So I originally watched Scrooge, the one from the 80s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I went down an 80s rabbit hole too with all of this. I started watching a whole bunch of movies and I'm like, oh, these are terrible. Why am I watching these?
Yeah, like have you seen Babes in Toyland?
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, but Scrooge was okay. Like I like the ending scene where is it the Ghost of Christmas Future?
Yeah, the
or
big
present.
Yeah.
The big guy and the stomach opens and they're all singing and dancing.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite part. I don't know if that tells
Merry
you anything
Christmas,
about
everybody.
me. But
yeah, that's I like that
yeah
bit, like
and
the
fairy
creature.
What's
bit.
her name? I always forget what her name is, but I absolutely love her in it. She's like, oh look, Frank, it's a toaster.
Oh, Carol Kane.
Thank you. I was like, what the hell's her name?
I love.
Yeah,
that
she's
she
great in
beats
everything.
The crap
yeah.
out of him.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a little while, but I do remember liking it.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it's just a Christmas Carol again. But,
yeah. And they literally are filming the Christmas Carol
while they're
doing
it.
Yeah. But it was good. And then I also watched from my childhood Emma Daughter's Jug Band Christmas. Yup.
I already knew. She already told me that. So I'm like,
outstanding.
You were not expecting
No.
So
tell us about the Jug
Emmett
Band.
Otter's
Okay, so
Jug Band.
I'm watching this on the plane and I'm like, my entire childhood all of a sudden makes sense. I'm like, oh, I love otters. Oh. And then there's a jug band and I'm on the plane doing this and Jim looks over at me and I'm like, it's a jug band. He's like, great.
Everybody else is watching Mission Impossible.
Yeah, they're like,
and I'm watching Emmett Otter's Jug Band
You're having
Christmas.
a good old time.
Like, there's a fox, there's a fox. Like all of these animals that I'm like
This is
deeply
why I
connected
love
to.
these.
Like, oh
no, things are making sense.
no. My whole childhood.
Like you owe
just
the
makes so
Henson
much
Company
more
money.
sense.
Is there
Jim Henson.
a plot? Sorry, I didn't mean to make you do a spit take.
Yes, so the plot
Show's going off the rails.
really well. Oh my god. Okay, so the plot is Emmett and his mom are really poor. Pa died, and they're trying to make ends meet doing odd jobs. And they find out there's a talent contest. Oh, I'm getting really serious about this movie.
Hold on a second.
They find out there's a talent contest, and they both want to win it
Wait.
because they can't.
is the talent contest prize money the exact amount they need to save themselves?
No.
It's not an 80s movie.
Oh.
No, it's 77.
You don't have to ski the K2.
So the prize is $50, and that means they both have like presents that they want to get each other because they haven't been able to do Christmas in a while, and they want to buy each other Christmas, and they end up not winning because the what is it, the River Bottom Rock Band or something wins, and so they get up on stage, and all of a sudden I'm remembering all this stuff. I'm like, oh my god, my mind is blown. This is so funny when you watch something when you're 5 or 6 and you haven't seen it in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count how many years. And your brain just brings you back, like the songs and everything. But they don't win, but they end up getting hired by like one of the local restaurants anyway, so they find gainful employment, and they all learn to love again. No, I don't. They all learn how to, like, depend on each other and help each other, and it's just beautiful. And there's a jug band. And
there's a jug band.
There's a jug band.
So you still like it?
The raccoon, they're not the raccoon. The porcupine blows into like the jug. It's great.
Google jug bands, kids.
Google porcupine jug blowing.
Maybe don't Google that.
No, exactly that. Use the quotes. Take that, AI.
Take that, yeah.
This is what happens
The lights may dim at the data center.
Ooh.
when I don't get any sleep.
So, but I forgot how much I like it. It was a little like slow, kind of rolling into it. I'm like, should I be watching this? I'm like, it's like 49 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get.
I can tough it up.
Yeah. Plus Kermit introduces like the whole thing, and he's like, "Let me tell you a story."
The star
kids."
handoff, like
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine would do.
Yeah.
Except they were always disappointed because it never, like, Jim Henson had hoped it would be more popular than it was.
Yeah.
And it kind of flopped originally, and it's kind of a cult classic now with people, and people love it. But back when he aired it, I think it was just a little too intense for people. But
Yeah.
I grew up in Alaska, so
You're like-
it made a lot of sense.
You're like,
He
I
did
talk to
that
the
with
animals all
most
the time.
everything he did. They
Yeah.
did that with Dark Crystal.
Oh my
Wasn't
gosh, yeah.
and that was a very expensive
The
project.
Labyrinth,
And
yeah.
Labyrinth because it's like let's put a rock star in it. And
Yeah.
then
Then
got
it
a
was
little bit more
different.
David
traction.
Bowie in tight pants.
Yeah. I pulled back on it because Labyrinth or not Labyrinth.
Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal was like a fever dream nightmare the way that they did the initial cut.
Yeah.
And then it's like
we
pull
should.
back, pull back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the stuff that they did back then was like that. They're
Well,
just
the Muppet
experimental
Show
filmmakers.
was like,
Yeah.
just, it's a
Not
variety
for-
show.
it's
You're
not
just
for
like,
kids.
this is
No.
like nonsensical weird.
Yeah.
I have Rita Moreno on there, and Alice Cooper was on the Muppet Show.
We watched at Halloween time, we watched the Vincent Price episode, which you're like,
That one's off the rails.
it's
Yeah.
off the rails. Where you're like,
There are no rails on the Muppet Show.
that's true.
Sure. Yeah.
But the Muppets are fun. I like they're funny because
I
of
love
that.
Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Kermit's anxiety because there's no rails.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
What did you guys watch?
So our Christmas movie. So we did a whole holiday special already about talking about all the stuff we watched, but we saved our Christmas movie for Christmas Day, and it's The Thin Man. So have you seen these?
Not in a really long time.
Yeah. So, like, for those who don't know, The Thin Man is a series of movies that they made.
From
the
detective novels was what it was based on.
The first one is where it's at. Like,
Yeah.
the second one's okay, but, like, they have a baby, and it's just, like, from then on, like, another Thin Man, I think, is
Studio
like,
is
it kinda
ruining it again.
falls off the table, because the bit is that they're, like, this couple that, like, drinks a lot, and they're, like, you know, like, you talk about couple goals, like, them together is just amazing. Because it's Myrna Loy, who is my favorite actress. She is stunning and just amazing. Like, she's funny, everything. I love her very much. And William Powell. And he is a former detective who is retired because he's now married to Myrna Loy, who was an heiress who had all these companies.
Something.
So
Doesn't
she's
matter.
got a bunch of money, and her father passes away, so now William Powell's taken over the company. So the story, like, so now he's not a detective anymore, but they live in California, but this takes place in New York City because they've gone to New York City for Christmas. And now they're just having fun in their beautiful apartment that they rented and having Christmas time.
The original source material is much more of a mystery.
Oh,
novel.
it is a
And
detective story.
The director
Or, yeah.
just
It's a mystery
stripped
story.
that away. It's like, nobody cares.
I mean, that's happening. Like, the Thin
the
Man
plot's there.
is the guy who was murdered,
Yeah.
essentially.
Okay.
So, like, there's a guy who dies, or, like, he goes missing and they think he's killed. He's the murderer, but he's not really the murderer. He's been dead the whole time. So there's this whole plot of that happening around him, but, like, you don't even care what that is.
Because it is just
It's
about
about
seeing
these
them on
two
screen together.
actors together. And you're like, the moment Amy Lauria shows up, because I have a dog named Asta, and she's walking Asta, and it's Christmas Eve, and she's got her arms full of packages, and it's into a bar, and she just, like, fucking face plants.
Yeah.
Like, falls, presents go everywhere. Cause the
Amy
dog
Lauria
kills
up
her.
until that point, including the silent era on into the when this time period was around, was the sultry, exotic actor that you put into a film to when you
People
needed
got
when you
nose
needed that.
jobs to get the Myrna. They would
They're
be
like,
like,
give
I
me a
want the
Myrna
Myrna
Loy. Because her profile is the most sought after look by
Yeah.
all the women. And then the director, he's like, I want these two people to be in it. And they're like, Bill Powell is too old. Myrna Loy doesn't do comedy. Just flat out
But they
saying
make
that.
this movie, these
And
two
then,
together.
and then, as
They're
Kara said, like her
amazing.
first shot in the movie is doing a pratfall. And then you're off to the races.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the two of them are wonderful. And they ended up doing like 15 or 16 movies together.
Oh, really?
Half of them were Thin Man movies because
Four of them were Thin Man?
I think there was 5.
Oh, was there 5?
So is it all to, like, are all of the series to kind of figure out who...
They're all murder
Every
mystery
time.
Okay,
ones. Yeah.
so it's a different...
Every
yeah,
time.
murder
And
mystery
in some are in New
Because
York,
the
some are
second
in Los
one
Angeles.
takes place right after the first one because
Mm-hmm.
they take the train back at the end of the movie, and then the beginning of the second movie they're getting off the train, so it becomes a New Year's.
Yeah.
movie.
Now it's a New Year's movie.
Because it's another excuse to have for them to have a ridiculous party.
Party and drinks.
Which for our holiday party we always have. I'm like, I wish we had the Thin Man party because she just like walks around with a tray of drinks and she's like drinks.
A ball
drinks,
gown and
everybody's like,
he's in a tux.
yeah. Which we have a
that.
still from it behind our bar. This dress is phenomenal. I would love it. She's got some other questionable outfits in it, but like that's a good one. But like their relationship, so like she shows up for Christmas Eve and she's got all the packages, and William Powell's just been in the bar drinking. Like he's teaching them about like shaking martinis.
He's 6 in.
And she's like, well, then line them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I need
6.
5 then. And then the very next cut is her
She
laying
laid
in
in
a bed
with the ice pack on her head. And she's like, what hit me? And he's like, I think the 6 martinis did. So like that's they're very playful together, and the relationship's very cute. And then my favorite scene in it is because they're so playful, and like she's convinced him to take this case, and he's like, I'm retired, and she's like, no, Nikki, I want you
she's
to do it
bored.
because it's fun. I want to also be
She
part
wants
of
to
it.
see it and
Yeah.
not understanding this is
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
I am in the shit of New York City to do this.
Yeah, because there's a scene on Christmas, like they have this Christmas Eve party, and then they're going to bed, and a guy shows up, and he's like, I didn't do it, and like accidentally shoots William Powell, and like, so she's like, oh no, like because she's starting to like realize this, and he's going out to like snoop around one of the buildings or whatever, and she's like, they're being playful, and she's like, well, I don't care what happens to you, you know, like, and like he's like, well, okay, and like and she like chases after him, and she's like, and you just see this moment of her change and be like, oh my god, this is like, I don't want you, you know, like,
She was actually
I love you
sincere.
very much, and like, please be careful.
And it play. I mean, so many do it ham-handedly back then, and
Yeah.
this does
it's
not.
so good.
It's almost it plays like it could be 2025 with the subtlety that the two of them do.
I can't say it enough. They're really good at this. But we've watched it a million times, and like they have the Christmas morning scene that I love, because he's gotten a BB gun and he's shooting there's balloons he's attached to the tree, so he's shooting the balloons on the trees, and she's just sitting there in this like giant mink coat, just like watching him, and he's shooting them all, and then he like finally gets it, like because he like puts a mirror over his shoulder and like holds it up, and it shoots the window out, and he just goes and like tucks in like he's sleeping, and she's just like, you done?
It's New York on Christmas.
And
So you just busted a window in a high rise.
Yeah.
Way to
She's
go.
My husband's an ass. I
And he's
love
like,
him.
that's a very
I love
nice,
him so much.
a nice coat. She's like, thanks, it was a Christmas present.
Yeah.
And he's like, from who? And she's like, from you.
Aren't you hot in that? Oh,
Yes,
but I
but
look
it's
so
gorgeous.
good.
And like that's kind of the limit of the
Yeah.
the Christmas need, like besides the fact that it's taking over Christmas, but the rest of it's like murder mystery, and then they solve it, and every time I've seen it a million times, and I'm always like, wait, who did it? Because I so don't care about that part.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know, I wasn't paying
matter.
attention.
Like, who's it? You're like, whatever. And it's so convoluted where you're like, even when they reveal the murder, you're like, what?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was like, why would
It's
you
not
do
the
that?
clips. It's the same with Bogey and Bacall. That
You're
doesn't
watching
matter.
them.
You're watching them.
Yeah. So that's our Christmas movie. So I saved that for that. And then we also watched, because we do a Christmas story every Christmas Eve, because I'm nostalgic for it, even though, like...
You've seen it 1,000 times?
Yeah, I don't know. It just makes me, like, here's what... Because I know, like, a lot of people don't care for it and, like, whatever. But, and a lot of people love it. I like it a lot. And I like that it's just a story about a kid who wants a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Like, and it makes me feel excited for Christmas.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I don't get that anymore. But, like, it's like, oh, I remember, like, you know, like the scenes that I
Waking
identify
up
with.
on Christmas morning.
Vibrating.
Right.
Yeah, like,
and
oh,
like
what did I get?
when they're unwrapping the presents
Yeah.
and it's just chaos.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
do very good stuff. And I love that Melinda Dillon is the head of the movie. And that her
The dad's
husband
just
is
kinda there.
a doof.
But then he ends up being like save the day.
He saves
Yeah.
it, and is like Peter Billingsley's. He was barking up the wrong tree the whole time.
The whole
like
time.
mom is absolute no, and
No.
he, you know, as a 10-year-old doesn't have enough brains. Like I can tap into my dad's
Yeah.
desire for a father-son business.
Right.
Right.
And then when Darren McGavin gives him spoiler, he gets the gun. When
gets the president.
Darren McGavin gives it to him, it's really heartwarming because that guy has gone through the entire movie of just being a buffoon.
Yeah.
And then him to have that solid relationship.
Yeah.
It ties from Bob Clark, the director of Porky's, really ties the plot line of the movie together at the end, where you feel like it's all over the place and it's just bits. They're just doing comedic bits, all that, and then it works really well.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, you're like, because you never know like what the dad does. Like it's always from the view of, it's Ralphie's story. Like it's all from a kid's level.
My old man goes to work.
Yeah.
That's what I know about my dad.
I also love
Funny.
when he's looking. I don't know why this makes me laugh so much when he keeps coming home and opening the mailbox and there's mail in there and he's like, that's not what I want. What's it back?
And doesn't bring the mail in.
Like he's such a shitty kid.
Yeah.
Like just bring the mail in. He's like,
It's not me.
It's not for me.
I'd have to carry it. Yeah, the door is like 12 feet away. That's a
Yeah.
hell of a thing.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, like I love this shot of them. It's just them looking at the Christmas trees lit up and they're watching the snow.
On Christmas
like there's
night
no
with it.
dialogue.
Yeah.
I love that. I love even like the feeling of like when you were a kid and if you were like crying or like in trouble and they're like, and when it's winter, so like you go like they're like just lay down and take a nap and you lay down and then it's dark when you get up, but it's still like dinner time. Like 'cause they have that happen and I was like, oh, I remember that feeling where you're just kind of like, oh, it's like weird and weird and cozy but disorienting and like I don't know, like why do I want to hold on to like there's weird things and I'm like
We watch
I
it
wanna hold on
every
to that
year.
feeling.
We didn't watch it this year.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason. I don't know. It wasn't on. I don't know. We just didn't watch it,
Yeah.
but we usually do.
Do you have something that you really like about it? No, it's just
You know,
on.
we never watched it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't
didn't
think I
watch
did
it till I
either.
was like in high school or I think probably college, and then it kind of was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Well, for the longest, I mean, it did not do well at the box office.
No.
And for the longest
No.
time, it just kind of was in oblivion, and then
Now it's a thing.
Then they're like, well, we'll throw that on for Christmas Eve, and then it just went wildfire.
Jim's parents usually have it on when we're up there for Christmas Eve, and so we usually end up watching it. But
Yeah.
I know. I like that it's in Cleveland, and it reminds me of you guys, so that's why I watch it.
It's very Cleveland.
Which, being here, it's a missed opportunity if somebody doesn't come up with the band, the Scott Farkas Affair.
Well, is it the Scott Farkas Affair or is
Scott.
it like
His name is not Scott. It is Scott.
Scott Farkas. I thought it was like debacle. I don't know if it was a fair.
Oh, it's a fair.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah.
As
Somebody
it
make
became known.
Yeah.
Could it be a jug band?
Sure. Connections. Tying it together.
Let's make this happen, people.
I also love the line where he's like,
Can I play the washboard?
he was overcome by art.
Yeah.
The glow of electric sex coming from the
The
window.
soft glow of electric sex emanating from the window.
And then, like he just keeps trying to touch the lamp, and she's like, "Stop!"
Oh,
He's like his hands creeping up it.
going up to her ass.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a pretty funny movie.
The only thing that could pull me away from the window is a little Orphan Annie radio show.
I do love the narrator though.
Yeah, that's
it's
the
good,
I can't think of his name
know.
now. Gene Shepard.
Yeah.
Because that was his series. Because the director was like, oh, these Gene Shepard, short stories that he put all together. And actually, that guy was still around because he used to be a radio announcer. So that's the real guy who wrote it from back in the day.
Yes. It's good. I like watching it. The other one we watched for the Christmas special that we didn't talk about was the one, it's called Dear Santa.
Yeah, you were talking about this earlier.
Where it's Jack Black. I thought
Came
it
out
was,
a year ago?
yeah, and we put it on and we're like, well, what is this movie? And Adam's like looks it up. He goes, "Oh, it's a Farley."
The Farrelly brothers directed it, so
yeah,
that
so it's
makes
like
a
that's
lot of
why.
sense.
So you're like, Adam's like, I can't tell if this is just bad act. Like, is everyone a bad actor? And I'm like, yeah.
What's happening?
It's rough.
It's rough, but it's like got cute. It has cute stuff in it.
It does have cute stuff.
Like the
but
bit is that like the kid is dyslexic and he writes "Dear Satan."
the whole premise of the movie is because the kid has dyslexia.
Yeah, and like puts the letter in the mailbox and it goes to Satan, and that's
Instead of
Jack
Santa.
Black.
And then we're off
like,
and running.
And,
Satan, Santa.
And Jack Black shows up. He's like, "It's really cool that you wrote to me." And
Yeah,
the
I
kid's
never
like,
get a letter.
He goes, like that's cool. And he's like, yeah, because Santa, like, like
You're
he
Santa.
look different than what I would think Santa would look like. And he's like, what?
Santa?
And he's like,
What are
wait,
you talking about, kid?
And he's like, you wrote to me. And he's like, and
Who
he
are
hands
you?
him the letter and he goes, well, what's this say? And he goes, Dear Santa. So it's a good bit. And they have good stuff together. And the kid's really cute. But like, and then like it has this whole turn at the end that's so, because the whole thing is like it's a comedy and he gets like, he's like, you get 3 wishes, but like the third wish, I get your soul. And all his wishes he uses is the benefit of other people. And so like that's what basically saves him. But
Satan's like, I can't take your soul.
yeah, because he's like, everything you wish for was like unselfish. I mean, like, but like there's the dark turn in the middle where he gets mad and like all the things go wrong. But the end of the movie is just like all of a sudden he's like, I had a brother that was killed, and everybody's like, what? And that's why they've moved to this new town because his brother got hit. I think he got hit by a car.
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
true.
Oh.
So like his wish, like after everything's like all resolved, like
Because the parents are really spicy to each other.
Oh,
Because
yeah, the whole
the marriage
movie,
is
like,
dissolving
yeah.
because the kid died and all
Right.
that.
And he like wishes for them to get back together, and they're like, well, he goes, that wish didn't count because your parents would have gotten back together and like resolved it anyways.
Right.
And so these like, so like it.
So you
gives
get
his-
one.
His soul back, and he just gives him a gift, and the gift is that they bring his brother back to life.
Oh.
And it's this
That would
moment
be kind of trippy.
of the kid being
Right?
like, oh my god, and like, it is so overwhelmingly like upsetting that like because you're like just crying
Crying on the couch again.
and you're like
I thought this was about Santa.
Yeah, I thought it was a wacky Jack Black
you're like,
movie.
it was so out of left, like it's so uneven
It's
and out of
very
left field,
uneven.
but like it's a great moment because like if anybody who has actually lost somebody that means
Yeah.
something, and like if you had that moment of being like they're here,
Yeah.
like it's overwhelming, and like so it's a great moment. It just doesn't make any sense in this movie.
What is happening?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, like when we were done recording the holiday special, I was like, oh, we didn't talk
No,
about
we're just
that
talking about that one.
And I was like, that. Adam's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think that's everything else we watched. Did you watch anything else?
I've just been watching a couple of series. Like I started Fallout on Amazon
Oh, yeah.
Prime, which
Yeah, I like that show.
Yeah,
I haven't
I
watched
like
the
it.
new season yet.
I like that she's super quirky and like okie dokie, and then
Yeah.
she kills a bunch of people. I'm like, yeah, that tracks. And then she's like
Still
really
quirky?
upset about it, and she's
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't know,
Oopsie.
oopsie,
Oopsie.
you know. And then I've been watching what is it, The Reluctant Traveler
Oh,
with
uh-huh.
Eugene Levy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I need to start
like
watching
it.
that one.
I'm not always a big fan of his stuff, but I don't know, I really like him in it because
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I need to get out of the house more, and he goes to some really cool places, like some places
I like
I've
a
been,
good
and-
travel show.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple of really good episodes that I enjoyed a lot. So
Nice.
What
Yeah.
about you?
Just the Stranger Things one. You guys.
These are all shows. We're supposed to talk about
Oh, well, I
movies.
know. We're just wrapping up the show.
Okay.
We're wrapping up
Yeah.
our show. So yeah, that's the only other thing we because it's finishing and
Yeah.
everybody's watching it right now. But I enjoy it.
But
so.
it's also rife with, as we already brought
Oh,
up.
movie references
Yeah.
galore. So I think, and like I said, what I like the most about that show is when the kids are nerdy about stuff and they figure stuff out because they're nerds. Like
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it's this, and you're like, oh, I love it. Like I think that's the fun part. Or like when they quote movies, or like I don't know, that's why I like it. But Anyways, so I guess that was our show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you,
fun.
Amy, for being on it. It was very fun. And we will see you next week with another guest, I guess, because that's what we're doing now. I'm trying to have guests every time, and I just get overwhelmed and busy, and then I don't do it. See you next time. It happens.
It happens.